Hey guys, it's the Bougie Nurse, and in this video, I'm gonna be watching one of NBC's shows called Nurses. So apparently this show is about nurses, which I'm really excited about because, you know, there's not a lot of shows that are focused on us, like Grey's Anatomy and The Residents. That's more like the doctor's point of view. Whereas I'm hearing Nurses more comes from our point of view and what we do on a daily basis. Of course it's TV, so I know it's not gonna be that realistic, but I'm hoping that they get the point across of what nurses do. So let's get into the video.
But not to be outdone is the brain.
Excuse me, can you take my...
What?
10 billion neurons, each connected to 10 billion more. The most complicated object in the universe.
Okay, hold up. Okay, I did not expect it to start like that. There's a patient in the lobby, okay? This patient has an IV. He's hooked up to fluids. He's clearly a patient. He has on the hospital gown, and no one cares. This patient is just roaming around the lobby. I mean, realistically, there are times, because I'm gonna play devil's advocate, there are times where a patient leaves their room, they leave the unit. I've definitely known patients to end up in the lobby, right? But someone catches it. Like, whether you see the patient leaving the unit, getting on the elevator, end up in the lobby, someone catches it, you know, security is called, and that patient is escorted back to their room. There is no way that the patient is just roaming the unit. I mean, the patient is just roaming the lobby with their IV pole and no one's saying anything and no one cares. That's unrealistic. And then she's like, excuse me, can you take my picture? I know you learned in nursing school that that is not okay.
All right, fresh meat. Listen up. I'm your charge nurse, Damien, but you can call me Sir, or Sir Damien, or Damien, sir. All right. Get into your fatigues and meet head nurse O'Rourke in the atrium ASAP. Welcome to St. Mary's.
Yo, this show is killing me. This show is literally killing me, and we are what? We are only 2 minutes in. Okay, first of all, yes, nurses are known to eat their young, but for him to just come off like, all right, fresh meat. I'm your charge nurse, but you can call me sir. No, it doesn't go down like that. You either call your fellow nurse colleague by their first name or their last names. I've worked in New York and I went to school in Florida. I've never ever seen anyone be called sir or miss or madam.
Ash, is it? Yeah.
Tell me, you ever been to a rave?
Is that a trick question?
That's what I thought. I need you running crowd control and triage.
Look, all due respect, I'd rather stay here. Trauma sort of got you out.
Just do it.
So they're not following a nurse? The fact that she was ambu bagging the patient, like she was by the EMS, came in with the patient, was ambu bagging them. No, it would be the nurse, the primary nurse doing it, and you're watching, because in a situation like that, you are a new grad. You really don't know what to do or what's going on, because there's no way this is their very first day and they know where the crash cart is. They know how to ambu bag a patient. Let's continue.
Go gather information and personal effects from EMS. You'll need PB bags left.
Right, what are those and where would I find them?
Supply closet.
Exactly. He's like, where are those and where would I find them? You don't know everything. You're not gonna know everything.
When are you ready?
I'm not married.
Yes. The finger it wrote in on.
Oh, you're not joking. That's
Still viable for reattachment after a little cleanup.
still viable. Copy that.
EMS brings a finger, okay? The finger was not placed on ice, in a bucket of ice, or, you know, they have the little biohazard bag. They didn't even put ice in it with the finger. They don't even know whose finger this belongs to. But, yo, if y'all wanna hire me, NBC, hire me. I will give y'all the tea. I will give y'all the tea on what nurses do.
There's no typo negative. I mean, we could push hydroxyethyl starch, but
The only way I'll survive is with more blood. There's a shipment on its way from the blood bank.
well, how long until it's here?
10, maybe 15 minutes.
I don't know if it'll last that long.
Hydroxyethyl starch? I don't even know what that is. In all honesty, what is that? I'm gonna have to look that up. I've never heard of
What are
that.
you doing?
I'm O negative, universal donor. We can buy him some time. Hook me up to him.
Wait, are you serious?
We'll do a whole blood transfusion. They do it on the battlefield. That's pretty much what we're looking at here.
Okay, chances are he'll react negatively.
Chances are he's gonna die. So,
Okay. Okay, let's turn you into a blood bank. 2 minutes coming up.
We're less than 10 minutes. We're less than 10 minutes in. Okay. That blood transfusion is extremely unethical and would not happen in the real world. There's a process. And this new grad nurse already has her tourniquet and is ready to start an IV. Okay, we don't know if this man has any STDs, the doctor. We don't know if he has any sexually transmitted disease. We don't know like any medical history about him, and we're just gonna transfuse blood from him to a patient. No.
Look, when you fainted, we don't know how you fell. So we need to rule out a placental abruption. I'm going to give the baby's heartbeat a listen. Make sure everything is ship-shape. All right?
The fact that they're alone and they're just doing everything, so now they're in L&D, like, okay.
Is there something wrong?
Could you shift just a little to your left, please?
Please tell me what's wrong.
I can't find the heartbeat.
No.
I need some help here.
One, please.
And that's why you wouldn't be by yourself, first of all. Second of all, you're just not gonna tell the patient, I can't find a heartbeat. You'll go to your preceptor and you wouldn't be alone, but for the sake of the show, you'd go to your preceptor and you'll say, or another nurse, and you say, hey, I have a patient in here. I'm trying to find a heartbeat, can't find it. Can you come take a look? And you'll tell the patient, you know, I'm gonna get someone to assist me with this. Just give me a minute, or give me 5 minutes. You don't just come out and say, I can't find a heartbeat. What? That could be a lawsuit.
Mr. Ritchie,
Yes.
my name's Naz. I'm going to be taking your vitals.
I just bumped my head. Please go take care of my students.
Acute head trauma is a priority. We have to rule out paresthesia, otorrhea, rhinorrhea.
First of all, you're not just gonna be blabbering all this medical jargon at the patient. They're gonna come in, you're gonna take their vitals. No, we just have to check some things. You bumped your head, you were in an accident, we wanna make sure everything is okay. You're not just gonna say, we need to check rhinorrhea and dysuria and this diarrhea, whatever Rhea she was saying. Sis. Sis, I don't like how these new nurses is just all over the place and they just know everything. They know blast lung and they know this, like, ciao.
At 98.
You already started him on spasm?
Yeah, I used to work in the OR, so I knew you'd have to. I just went ahead and did it. I'm sorry.
You cannot just start a patient on a medication because you want to. What if he's allergic to this medication? You know, there's protocols in place. The doctor has to put in the order, pharmacy has to approve it, and then you get the medication. How do you know that he's not resistant to this antibiotic that you're giving him? The confidence of these new nurses on their very first day. And then she's like, okay, I'll let you know when he's in recovery. No, you're in the ED. Okay, patient went up to OR patient is not gonna come back to the ED. Patient is gonna go to PACU and then probably head on over to ICU or med-surg.
I wasn't expecting to spend my first day in ICU. This isn't a dream come true for me either, princess. I need you to take him into 9, which is right there. I need you to get him comfy, and I need you to update the family. You want me to do the notification? God, no. But a surgeon is still in the OR, so it's either you or no one.
Yeah, you definitely would not have a new nurse updating the family on the condition of a patient, and now they're in ICU. What unit were they hired for? Were they hired for ED? Were they hired for L&D? Were they hired for med-surg? Because it seems like they can literally work any and everywhere. Interesting.
Mrs. Ritchie, before you should know Nathan suffered a subarachnoid hemorrhage. There's still significant swelling. We are hoping that subsides.
And what if it doesn't?
Out of bounds. Out of bounds, out of bounds, out of bounds. The doctor who did the surgery would definitely be the one updating the family, because family members are gonna have a lot of questions that the nurse might not have the answers to. You know, this is not something that you would be doing.
Welcome back. You were a victim of an attack that hurt a lot of people. You were badly injured, but you're safe now, and you're in recovery at St. Mary's Hospital. My name is Grace, I'm your nurse, and I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, finally something positive that I can say about the show. Yes, like, you're gonna introduce yourself, you're gonna reorient the patient, you're gonna let them know what happened. This is correct. This is correct. This is something that we do as nurses.
I'm sorry, try one more time.
How many of you bitches did I get?
That's realistic too. That's realistic. You definitely will have patients that are cussing your ass out. That will happen. That will definitely happen.
Herjondo was the driver who did this.
They saw him trying to save
Yeah,
people.
but they got it wrong. I was just sitting there, holding his hand, comforting him, and he told me it was him.
Linda, call security.
He's alive because of us.
Grace, we didn't know.
No. You have to, like, you literally, no, that's not, no. That's not something we would say. Honestly, you have to treat everyone equal. You have to put your bias aside and treat the person. At the end of the day, regardless of what they did, you are a nurse. So whether they are a murderer, a rapist, a pedophile, it doesn't matter what they did. You are there to take care of them. You cannot withhold the medication or not treat a patient because of your own bias. No. If you don't feel comfortable treating a patient because of whatever reason, you can speak with your charge nurse or your head nurse, but you cannot say you was gonna let a patient die because of your own feelings towards them, your own negative feelings towards them. No. Ew. Gross. Eating in the patient's room. Gross. That's nasty.
You're single. Find it hard to believe men aren't camped out on your front lawn.
I live in a condo. Attracting them isn't the problem per se. It's me staying interested in them for more than 5 minutes. Why am I telling you all this?
I like it. You two are very similar. Almost like talking to him.
Alright, so she took it a little far But this is, you know, it's kind of realistic as far as having conversations with the patient's family members. You know, they will ask you questions about your personal life. I've definitely had conversation with patients and their family members, and it's just casual conversation, and it does help lighten the mood. It helps take their mind off that they are in the hospital. So this is not bad. I mean, she took it a little far with the I like myself a lot and they call it vanity. Like, that was a bit extreme in the ADHD. Okay. This show is kind of funny.
Sorry to interrupt. Whatever it is I'm
This show is
interrupting.
funny.
Lydia, I'm Dr. Banks. I'm going to be delivering your baby today. Wow, that sounds so surreal.
Oh, really? They don't have one of the new nurses delivering the baby? Wow.
Nice try, Mr. Tippett.
I've never heard of a code blue being blood guzzing out of a dude's neck, but I guess at St. Mary's Hospital, wherever this place is located, that's what a code blue is. I would call maybe like a rapid response, but interesting.
What?
No one ever changes their emergency contact.
This is Sarah. Talk at the beep.
Sarah, hi. I'm calling from St. Mary's. Lydia's in the hospital. I thought you should know.
Out of bound, out of bound, out of bound, out of line. Where is the patient's privacy? There is something called HIPAA, and even non-medical professionals know what HIPAA is. And if you don't know what HIPAA is basically your right as a patient, and I cannot share your information with anybody unless you give us permission. So we cannot go behind your back and tell them information. And also, if your family member is to call and ask information about you, we cannot give them information over the phone. What he did here is extremely unprofessional. You can lose your license for this. You really can lose your license. HIPAA is not something to play with.
Mr. Day, my name is Wolf. I'm a nurse here, and I've actually been looking for you all day.
Don't tell me. You have my fingers.
Actually,
Oh, wow. I was just joking.
but due to the length of time that they've been separated from your hand,
They're toast.
they're no longer viable.
You would need a plastic surgeon to make that call. The nurse does not make that call. But the fact that he has had the finger with him all day, it hasn't been on ice, and he didn't tell anyone. He just took it from EMS. He didn't update his charge nurse. He didn't update anyone. He just been running around with it all day. No.
You should have this on when she gets here.
That's my ring.
No.
Oh, wow. Dude, I was actually a lot more bummed out to lose this than my fingers.
Wait, yeah.
Not sure this is gonna work exactly.
Here,
I mean, that's nice. All right, you guys, so that is a wrap. I give this show a 4 out of 10. And it's just that nurses, we're not just following patients around from ED to OR to ICU to LND. I don't know who's on the medical panel of this show, but they definitely should have gotten an actual nurse. You had some key moments where you touch the patient, and that is realistic as nurses. Patients are constantly touching us, and we are constantly touching patients, so that interaction is correct. But the other things with the HIPAA violations and the blood transfusion from one person to another right then and there. The nurse explaining to the family members something as tragic. Yeah, no, like, I thank you for focusing on nurses and trying to give us a platform. Like, I really appreciate that, but you need to get an actual nurse on your team. So yeah, like, if you guys watched the show, let me know what y'all think. Leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys in my next video.